to another episode of Reality Court. My name is Ace Fanning, host of the Sister Wives podcast, Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided, and I am joined by my very old but young-looking co-host, and her name for some reason says Missy Elliott, but her name is Anna Quincoces, former Real Housewife of Miami, and, you know, now she's here. And what does that say? And we are joined by two gentlemen that you've more than likely seen pop up somewhere because they are everywhere. And boys, before we begin on Reality Court, we need to swear you guys in because we need to make sure that you guys are going to be completely honest with us about everything. There's no pleading the fifth. And so I would like each of you to raise your right hand, please.
No, left hand. We do
left hand. I
here.
do apologize. Raise your left hand for me.
Oh, is it this one? This one.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you, Patrik and Pol, solemnly swear to tell some version of the truth, to own it, and to not be all like uncool? So help me, Andy Cohen.
Bitch, yeah!
Yeah,
Okay, that's what we're looking for. Now, boys, we know you. I was first introduced to you guys from Jeff Lewis's Interior Therapy. That's the first time I met you guys on television. Now you guys are everywhere. And one of my first questions was, are you guys, you're still in that house?
Yes.
We're
We're surrounded.
now.
We're surrounded by Jeff Lewis paint everywhere.
We're there now.
And you love it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Although he wants to move.
Well, look, I mean, it's a
Oh, he's going to show us.
beautiful, grandiose. That's our. I mean, it's yeah.
I love it.
What color is that behind you? Is it Hermes orange or is it pink?
That's orange, Hermes orange.
I have an orange one just like that.
Yeah.
Me too, as well. Yeah, it's from Home Goods.
I thrifted it and painted it myself.
Oh,
Oh well.
you know, she's very fancy.
I guess that's very Miami of you. We're from Beverly Hills. We don't do that shit. We have people.
Actually, I didn't do that until I was in Charlotte. Which Pol predicted when he did my coffee reading that I would move?
Yeah, I told
when
you were
didn't
going to
know I was-
move.
Okay,
Exactly
since we're
right.
talking about the coffee readings, can we go right into this? Because, Pol, you have a hidden, I don't even want to call it a hidden talent. You have an ability to read coffee grounds and tell people what their future holds. How did you discover this about yourself?
Well, I was very, very young, like about 4 years old, and my great-grandmother, it was her that I think transferred some energy to me or something, because nobody would ever have a conversation with her, and then all of a sudden she grabbed me, and she was the calmest she's ever been, caressing my face. And then a couple of weeks later, she passed away, and something happened where nobody ever thought that, and I couldn't speak before. I didn't start speaking until I was about 4.
And then you never stopped.
This incident, and
then you never shut up, Pol.
And then I never shut up.
So she transferred it to you.
She must have, because, I mean, when all the women at the house were so upset. They're like, "Oh my God, we got to get our porcelain doll," because they used to call me porcelain doll. I was very dainty. I had white platinum hair. I didn't look like an Arab. I'm Armenian. I was born in Kuwait. So you can understand that the background and the backdrop doesn't lend itself for somebody that's really dainty and porcelain.
Yeah.
And then when she grabbed me into the room, they thought she was going to kill me. Because she had the wispy white hair, boobs hanging out, scrawny, 90-some years old, wearing diapers out of fabric and on a cot.
Like when you say that, it makes me like envision Barbarian.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It was almost like that. It was very much.
does.
Well, when you think back at it, you're really going to get the details about all the things that you're like, I wasn't afraid then, but I would be afraid to go into that room now.
I know, but who the fuck describes their great grandmother as Barbarian?
Well, that's what she looked like.
It's like,
Listen, I don't know where he got it, but Bev and I went there to their, do you call
The
it a
boutique?
studio?
Boutique.
The boutique.
Yeah.
Their boutique on Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And I had not been planning to move at the time at all. And he told me, he read my coffee grounds and told me that I was going to move. And I don't know, it was the weirdest thing. It just, right after that,
you
I was
weren't
like,
even
I need to get out of
expecting
here. I need to get out of here.
You weren't even expecting me to tell you any of that because it wasn't
Nothing.
even anything that you were planning or thinking or had in the cards that you were even going to be doing.
It's crazy. I've watched it for many, many, many years in like private parties at our house with friends and family, and then we just needed to.
That's our cup.
Just needed to make it for the public, so we did. Now we do them virtual, and we do them live in the boutique, and we do coffee reading parties.
Pol, do you ever like look at someone's coffee grounds and you're like, "Fuck, I don't want to tell them what I'm about to see."
I do. You know what? Because I can't hold back.
Yeah.
I mean, if I see it and it's right there and it's present, it means that their intention is for me to be able to share with them and then tell them exactly what they want to know. And either they are going to be apprehensive. Generally, they say that my delivery is really, really kind so that I'm able to be able to express what it is, even though it may be something really complicated, difficult, and things that, they weren't expecting or anticipating that I should even know about. Intimate things out of their life that is revealed, things that you wouldn't even expect that would show up. It goes back to a time and a space and a place in your life that you never even thought was something that was relevant. And then you're and then they're like, Pol, how do you know this shit? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, he did one. It was really on Valentine's Day. The girl wanted a coffee reading on Valentine's Day, and so she said, "Well, can I come in live and do it?" She was in LA. She had booked it, so we did. And he's like looking at her cup, and we'd never met this girl at all. Never. He doesn't. These people.
Like I never. I don't ask their name. I don't know who they are. They just come into the room and I start reading the cup.
And it blows me away because he's looking in her cup and he's like, and she's sitting on the couch and he's like, "There's a break. You've just gone through a break, a really big break." And she starts bawling in our boutique.
I'm like, "Did you just break up?"
She broke up with the guy.
Tuesday.
Couple days before, and I'm looking and I'm like, how the fuck does he know this stuff?
But nevertheless, I patched everything up. By the time we were done, I made her text the guy, and then he responded when she's like, well, he doesn't respond. We have a problem of communication. He doesn't call. I said, don't worry, the story's not over yet.
He texted her back.
I said, text him right now. I said,
What?
I told her what to text. She texted, and then he responded within 20 minutes on Valentine's and wished her a happy Valentine's, and then they met later on that night.
Yeah. They fuck?
Wow.
Pretty insane. I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
No,
that's
we did.
beautiful. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Now, actually, Patrik, I have something I want to talk to you about because there's a very interesting part of your guys' story, and that is that, Patrik, you used to be a straight man out in the world. You were married, you had kids, but like, did you always know, like, hey, I'm horned up?
He's still straight. I tell him so many things to do, and it's like I gotta fucking repeat myself. I'm like, how are you gay? I'm like, set the table. He goes, I don't know how to fucking do that. I'm like, what kind of a gay man are you? You're supposed to know this and decorate. He doesn't.
It's a very funny story because I was in Tucson because I had an office there, and I had just split up with my wife, female at that time, well, kind of. I just found out she was cheating on me, and I was telling my partner there in Tucson.
I don't even know why she was cheating on him because he's amazing in fucking bed. I'm like, I would never cheat on this man.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I mean, he's German.
Listen.
He's tall.
Is it big?
Because
It's
this morning.
And Patrik is tall. Listen, they were in was it Amsterdam?
Ace, don't be jealous, but he's more than just a grower. He's got it all. Let me tell you.
Wow.
And by the way, they were just on a trip, and they were talking about how they've been together 21 years. How they were doing it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I tell you we were on that yacht? They told us that we had the option to sleep outside instead of sleeping in the cabin.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, that'll be a great experience right in front of the boat. You're outside and you can see the stars because it's one of these areas that's really, really dark. And we're like, okay, great. So they made up our bed. They did all this stuff.
It was so nice.
And the whole week thereafter, everybody was talking about how we were fucking upstairs.
Because they were
apparently
up
they were
above,
they
looking
could see.
down on the
I'm
deck.
like, I thought this was private.
Oh.
We were under the covers. They're like, oh my God, there
my
was so much
God.
going on. How do you guys keep this up?
I was like, oh my God.
It was insane.
So,
But-
Patrik, back when you were with your wife at the time, like, did you know that you were into men?
No, I don't think so, because it was really weird, because that's what I was saying. I had split up, so I was telling my partner, I'm like, that's it. I'm just going to go get fucking drunk. And I went to a bar in Tucson. And in Tucson, there was this bar there that had two sections to it. It was really weird. There was a straight section in the front, and then there's a cowboy gay section in the back. And I didn't know it was a gay bar I walked into. And so I was in the straight bar drinking, and then I'm like, and I'm listening to the country music, and I'm not even into country.
I'm sure everybody in the cowboy section was like, here comes our stallion.
Maybe, but I walked into the gay bar by accident. I met somebody.
There are no accidents, my friend.
Well,
there are no accidents.
Had incredible sex that night. I was
Wow.
in a whore with a man,
Wow.
and I've been gay ever since.
So you
But
never,
do you-
like,
are-
even when you were young, you were never, like, swapping handies with each other or anything?
No.
Wow.
I was an altar boy.
Patrick, let me ask
Okay,
you.
well, that-
But are you ever still attracted to women? Like, are you attracted to me?
No.
Well, I think women are beautiful, of course. I think you fall in love with people. I'm a very strong believer that if you love someone, then you fall in love with that person, and you can, change your life or change your whatever for that person and for that relationship. But I've been with him for 21 years. And,
Here's the other thing. He used to be a Versace model. So he went around
same.
the world. He used to model everywhere.
Yeah.
He has no problem being naked. He's got no problem wearing little skimpies.
Sure.
And, like, blah, blah, blah. Because that's what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Versace wanted to sleep with him, and he said no.
Wow.
Hugh Jackman wanted to sleep with him, and he said no.
True.
For that, he said no to me. He said no because of me. But are you attracted to a man because of the genitalia? Or is it an emotional attachment that you have with another human that you feel so comfortable with that you want to share everything with, whether it's male or female?
It's the genitalia.
Well-
I'm pretty much straight, but I would have even fucked with Versace. I mean, that's a story to tell.
You
I can't
are
believe you
so
didn't
not
take
straight.
that.
You're always throwing yourself at all our guests.
That's true. That is true. Yes. So
Ace, I feel you. You're at a crossroads. You're
He is
married.
at a crossroads.
You got a wife.
Are you married?
But you
Yes,
wanna
I
be
am
able
married.
You want to be able to, try something new and at least explore.
Oh, wow.
Like, you
because
know
you're
who he would
married-
sleep with right now? Jeff Lewis. Jeff
Oh
Lewis.
yeah,
in a
for
heartbeat.
sure. In a heartbeat. Yeah, that's my celebrity. My wife is fine with that too. She's like, if it's Jeff,
That's
that's
your
fine.
hall pass. Yeah.
That's my hall pass for sure.
Well, between both of us, who'd you sleep with? I mean, I hope you say him, but
I want to say I appreciate both of what you bring to the table. I think that I would go with Patrik.
David
just-
Yontef.
No, I would have to go with Patrik just because he's very tall. I feel like I would like that.
You
see.
would.
That's all you would like. Okay, Ace.
And the fact that he's hung like a horse.
Take a number, wait in line, he'll get to you.
So in 21 years, listen, I want to talk about your sex life for a minute because now that we know he's hung like a horse. In 21 years, is that just like you two 21 years, or do we do like threesomes?
No,
do we
never do. No,
What?
Never bring anyone to the relationship. Never
Wow.
consider it. No.
No.
That's
Pol is
wild.
really jealous.
Oh,
You know what? It's not about being jealous. I think when you have a commitment to someone, you should just commit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they don't satisfy you, you have a conversation about what it takes to satisfy you. And then naturally, organically, I think it just happens. And it's just
Did you
beautiful.
ever have to have that conversation?
Not yet.
No.
wow.
Never, no, it's something we'd never. I don't think I would even consider it.
Not yet.
I don't need to.
He fulfills me, and I'm happy emotionally.
He fills you, that's for sure.
Ace, wouldn't you wish it was you?
He does. He
Boys,
does.
we can find you on Gown and Out in Beverly Hills, which you know it's a show where we get to follow your life as a fashion designer and store owner and all that. But what I also really love about you, Pol, and I don't want to stroke your ego here, but to know that you also teach at a high school, I think is one of the coolest things about you, because you are this huge personality and you have all these connections. You can be with all these people, and yet you still choose to spend some of your time with kids at a high school that I'm sure fucking sucks sometimes. But it's one of the things about you that I respect the most about you. That and the fact that you can take his horse cock.
Yeah.
In the
Listen,
same context. Oh my God, I don't even know if I can answer that question at this point.
Can I tell you one thing though, and then I'll let him tell it. He
Yeah.
said when he was doing the teaching, he's, oh babe, I should get you a job. You could come and you could do teaching, you could teach acting, do whatever. And I go, there is no fucking way I could be a teacher. He goes, why? I go, because I would tell those kids to fuck off on day one.
Yeah.
There's things I see him go through with these kids. Oh my God! Not just now that he's doing it online, but when he was doing it in the classroom too, I couldn't do it. I don't have the patience.
First, I need to interrupt this program for a second, because you talked about being a Versace model, and I want you to know that my boyfriend Ken was with Ford Modeling Agency in Milan,
Wow.
and this is what he looked like.
Grandma, we can't see your phone, and it looks like that's a picture of Charlie Sheen. Nobody can tell what that looks like. It's blurry.
His ears.
Can you see it?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
now we can.
He's cute. Oh,
Yeah.
he is cute.
Yeah, very
Wow.
handsome.
I was also a Versace model as well.
He looks nothing like that now. Nothing.
Oh.
No.
Well, that picture's from 1975.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they had no cell phones.
So, Pol, how did you get into teaching at the high school? I mean, I don't mean this in a negative way, but it feels like something that...
I went into I created a couple of programs for some of my socialite friends that wanted to give back to different communities. And I would go into the high schools, I would go into the universities, colleges, and do master classes where I would be able to speak. At FITM, they had a class all about me on how to be able to take idea, concept, and then have execution to it, create a collection, and which is what I've done on your own, basically. And when I was coming up, there was no such thing as the internet. There was no such thing as cell phones, digital, or anything like that. I mean, if I wanted to hire models, I would get comp cards. I would get headshots. I would get photographs. They would have to come into my boutique for them to be able to do a real walk for me to be able to hire them.
Babe, we need to explain to people what a comp card is, because they are not going to have a clue. It's a collection of photos of the model on a sheet of paper that you give to a client.
Ace is a model. He knows this.
Yeah, I've been a model.
Yeah, but half the listeners aren't going to know what the hell a comp card is.
You know
He
what?
knows
That's
the
true,
comp
because
card.
our listeners, they're just like, they're basic people. They don't understand
they're-
things like us
they're
beautiful
us.
people. No. Yeah.
Hey, Ace, they think if you're on Instagram, you're a model. Hello. I remember traveling and getting on planes and walking the runway and going with clients.
This
Yes.
story's about me.
Okay, go back to you.
So,
I was just making a correction.
thank you. Stop correcting me. I'm the fucking teacher. So, when
They can't read.
you know what? I don't want to read. So when I went back to when I was doing this whole thing, LAUSD approached me and wanted to have a fashion program. And for years, I never had time to do it. And then when I started doing it, I learned on how to be able to really put a curriculum together. After I did the curriculum, COVID hit, and they couldn't find any teachers because I wasn't going to be teaching in the classroom, obviously, because I wasn't a credentialed teacher. They have experienced credentialed teachers that go through a rigor. A whole
I thought
program.
you were a credentialed teacher.
Now I am. So
after you got
So
okay.
afterwards, when they said, well, we're going to scrap the program, I said, oh my God, do you realize I learned all these things just to be able to write this program? Where most people have other people doing it. I take pride in everything that I'm a part of and do it so that I can connect with what it is that I'm trying to achieve. But when I got into the classroom, I got to tell you, the the gleam in the kids' eyes, the way they just got excited, the way they were so excited when they came into the classroom, and the relationship that you start building with them, the things that they teach you that you never even expected that they would even know, that they start their businesses already. These days, kids, they have their own businesses. They've got their mindset. They've got access to the world. They've got opinions. They've got direction. They have Google. I mean, that's their encyclopedia. They don't ask any questions. If they need to find something, it's on YouTube. Somebody's done it better. Somebody already knows it, and then they take that idea and then expand on it. But when I saw that, I was like, I couldn't stop. And I went back to school. I got my credentials, and then I'm a credentialed teacher. I have 7 subject matters that I can do.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the rare teachers that can do multiple different subject matters because I have experience in different capacities. So I did it for 7 different subject matters.
Wow. Did you cheat your way through the credentials at all, or you just fully...
You know, that's funny you ask
Doesn't
that.
know how.
Everybody says, what, your assistant did all the testing? You had somebody else do it? I go, no. But I realized when I was going to the meetings, I'm like, these people are lifers. They're teachers. They went to school to want to become a teacher. This is what they've always wanted to do. I just fell into it and loved it. And now I want to be able to commit to devote myself and give back to communities because I never had it growing up. I wanted to be able to share something that it is possible, even if you don't come from a legitimate I went to a private school.
But can I say
So
that,
I'm teaching at a public school. I work for the state of California now.
But can I say teachers do not get paid enough
No.
for what
Oh,
they
God,
do.
no.
Because
At
I
all.
remember his first deposit as a teacher. I went in and I'm like, babe, what is this stupid number deposited into our account? He goes, oh, that's my paycheck. I go, for a week? He goes, no, that's the paycheck for a month because they pay you monthly. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is what you made for a month?
He was ready to come. He's like, I'm coming to pick your ass up. We're going home. We ain't doing this shit.
And that's what I think's cool about it, is the fact that like you're not really getting much out of this situation and you're still doing it. And I feel like most of the time your personal persona the persona you put out to the world is kind of someone who would not do something like that. And so to know that you do that, I think is great.
There's that side of him. He definitely has
You're
that
kidding
side.
me. Really? Do I look that bougie to you?
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. But when like I know you guys, and as I've gotten to know you, that it doesn't surprise me. But yeah, to the general public, for sure.
Yeah,
Super
people
bougie.
are like, what the fuck? Why is he a teacher? You can sell 1 dress in the month you work.
But listen, life is not, and maybe that's the part that a lot of people don't understand. Life is not about achieving $100 million in your bank account and that, look at me. It's about
Don't
enjoying
bullshit
the
me,
journey.
Paul.
Yeah,
It
I
is
was gonna be
not.
like, I don't fucking know where
Please
that came
do
from.
not. Let's
It's
not
not
talk
about look at me.
Have you seen our house? Do I need to give you a tour?
No, and the car that he goes and charges at the dealership
Well,
every day.
now we have an outlet installed.
Oh, finally.
At the
Thank
garage.
God.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that.
But
Paul,
I love it. I really enjoy giving back. I really enjoy if everybody did this, and instead of building their wealth, they can build wealth in so many different ways. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be able to have a great job, great career, great husband, great relationships and families.
great sex life.
That too.
Paul,
I will send
I
you a
don't
video.
have
Ace.
the
You'll
world's
never be
smallest
the same.
violin here, but you're so full of shit because if you didn't have the other wealth, you wouldn't give a fuck about this wealth. Esoteric.
He is philanthropic, damn it.
But here's the thing: the other wealth satisfies me in a different way because it was never about the money. It was always because I wanted to be a designer. I always wanted to be
But now
someone
it's
that
about
people
the money.
aspired. That made me, and I go to work. I've had my boutique for 35 years, and every day I step into that store. I remember the first day I opened up the door and I was laying the carpet down. I still remember that same feel, and I work towards that every single day. I don't ever take that for granted.
Has your store moved locations?
No.
Wow.
And it's in prime Beverly
Prime
Hills.
Beverly Hills.
You can't
Wow,
find
that is impressive.
He's
You
one
can't
of the
find a
few
parking
that
space.
survived COVID. One of the few. A lot
Wow.
of the smaller boutiques, they all closed after COVID.
Oh, and,
That's
and you should
very
see
impressive.
The people that just walk in there. I've been there
Oh.
when.
Hey, I'm gonna say, you know, when you talk about impressive and look at my husband that way, I'm just gonna send you a photo. I just have to.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. I
We've had-
appreciate that.
We've had Betty White naked in our boutique. We've had
Wow.
like every.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
send
have-
us a dick pic of Patrik.
I want to know, and this is, you know, I hope that you will, at the beginning you swore in and you said that you would tell the truth. So you've worked with a lot of celebrities. You know what I'm going to ask. Who has been the worst to work with? No one's listening. It's just us here.
Well, she
Yeah,
was.
it's
she
just
was
between
the
us.
worst. I'm not gonna name it, but we did make up, and I love her.
Oh,
and I
okay.
think it was just a misunderstanding, so I haven't had a worst.
Oh no, there is a worst.
Yeah, Patrik, tell us.
Come on, Patrik.
Rest
Patrik,
in
come
peace.
on.
She's not alive anymore.
Oh, that's fine. Then, I mean,
that's fine.
No one's going to defend her.
She played a bitchy cheerleader on Glee, but she's really a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Naya Rivera was the worst. And
Really?
we were so
Latina.
nice to her, and she just
I think it was where she was in life.
her head exploded.
Yeah,
and
and
she
I
thought
think-
she was like Kim Kardashian.
shit.
And
Yeah.
we bent over backwards to accommodate her, and she was, I think, the nastiest client we've ever dealt with. And I hated it because I loved Glee. I mean, I was a Glee fan. It was kind of cool to meet, and then she was just awful.
Oh, that's the worst. That's how I've heard that people feel at Old Navy about Anna Quincoces. They're like, oh, what a bitch. She's the worst.
I could
So,
vouch.
yeah, I want to know obviously, we're all here because we love reality TV. We love Housewives.
Yeah.
Is there a housewife out there that, really needs your help? Like, you're like, God, you dress terrible every
Great
single time.
Oh,
And
so
is
many.
their name Sutton Strack?
I would say all of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills need his help.
Yeah.
All of them, because I don't know what the fuck they wear.
Well,
I just
I'll
don't
tell
get
you
it.
why. I tell you why they need a designer help.
Yeah.
Because when when you're doing a reunion, they give you a theme which doesn't make sense. Then they tell you to inspiration. They do a Pinterest board for you to be
Yeah.
able to see some of the inspiration, and one doesn't look like the other.
Right.
And then it has nothing to do with the characters or the personalities that they represent on the show. And then you submit your 2 or 3 different ones, and then some person behind the desk is making a decision on a fashion, on what the fit or what the color or what the texture is.
Yeah.
And then they think that's what's really going to work. And then you have a designer
Yeah.
like me who's making a couture gown, and they're like, oh, I don't think it fits the theme. I'm like, bitch, what would you even know?
Yeah.
Like, do you even know what you send in to these people?
They don't.
That's why
They don't.
they're running around, in a week trying to get the last whatever is available to be able to put themselves in and feel good. And
Back in
I
the
think maybe they
Mesozoic
do-
era, Mesozoic
Yeah.
era,
Yeah.
when
Do
I
you
did
think they do
Housewives,
that on
there was no
purpose?
themes.
Yeah,
There was no themes back then.
I wonder if they do that on purpose to get everybody, off their edge and off their mark. And then that's why you see them show up in different things, and you're like, what were you thinking? They're like, well, I don't know. They gave me such a board. It was like all over the place.
But the
Like when
worst
Danielle Staub showed up in a wife beater and skirt. I mean, that was a look, to say the least,
Well, I mean, New York.
Erin Leachy, Jenna Lyons
Yeah,
wore a
she
fucking
wore-
robe to the
Yeah,
reunion.
what did you
and I
think
was
about
like,
that?
Awful.
Sorry. Me too.
Awful.
Oh,
Me too.
I loved it.
I don't think that was iconic. I think that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I
think
hated
it's-
it.
I was not.
Listen,
I'm
here's
not
the
here
thing.
for that.
I understand that if it was a photo shoot, I get it.
Yeah.
But when if it's a live and people have to connect, then you're being disrespectful to your audience
I
by
agree.
just coming in there in your robe and towel going, I don't need to be part of this. I'm better than this. I just want to be at home watching television or something else. But
Yeah.
you're paid to be there. You're paid to entertain. You're paid as a job to take it seriously.
Yeah.
If you walked into your fucking job at your office and you're an attorney and you or whatever, and you walked in a robe, who the fuck's gonna want to take you seriously? They're gonna send you right back home, and they're gonna say, you know what, go pull yourself together and come back. And you think this is like nice? I think it's offensive. With the fact that you have fashion sense and you have access to so much clothes, that's what you put together for you to show up in.
Yeah.
And to tell everybody off.
What I don't get is
cool.
that, you know, Anna, that the Bravo stylists who don't even know how to, I don't know who these people are, the stylists, they approved that. Because, you know, they have to approve everything. So how do you approve
Because
a
it's
bathrobe?
Jenna Lyons. Because it's Jenna Lyons. If I had walked in there with a bathrobe, they would have been like, go change. You know, she has this thing about her.
Anna and I have been working on planning some live events, and I feel like maybe you guys could design us dresses for that as well. I feel like, you know, I'm a little busty, but I think it's fine.
I'll put you in a jock strap. You've never had.
No, he wants to
Bedazzled.
Yeah, you'd be screaming, "Daddy!"
Okay, so I have a question for you guys. Now, obviously, you know, there's bad celebrities, but there's also bad celebrity teams. Like, there's the people that you have to work with, like who kind of interfere between you and the celebrity. And do you have a situation where you were like, that was the worst experience ever? And not because of the celebrity, but just because of the people that are around them.
We don't work with the team.
Oh, you go straight to.
We work directly with the celebrity, actually. Yeah.
We don't work with the team.
Yeah.
I gave up working with the team because I used to, a long time ago when we were first doing this, you know, I would meet the publicists and talk to the publicists and then put their client's name down and reach out to the publicists and organize everything that way. And then they changed their publicist so many times that now if I want, you know, he wants to do a dress,
but here's the other
I'll
thing.
talk to the celebrity directly.
These people that are celebrities, whether it's reality, I mean, I don't consider reality people celebrities anyway, because, I mean, it's a craft. I mean, people do movies, people do the art of acting, like Angelina Jolie. I'm proud to make a dress for her.
Yeah.
There's people like that walked the red carpet, that went to the Academy Awards, that reality wasn't a part of when I was a designer. Yes, it's evolved, and I appreciate and respect all forms, but we work with the person because they're my friend. They come into the boutique wanting the art that I've created for them to take with me to their most extravagant or best event. It's like their wedding. If you're walking, like I have gowns that have won the Academy Award, that have been on stage with the Academy Award in hand, and they wanted to take me on the journey with them. They wanted me to be there. I mean, I made a dress for Betty White, and she was honored by
SAG Awards.
At the SAG Awards, the
Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah.
I mean, she wanted to go on a journey with me, and it's just a beautiful thing. So, does she have a team? Yes. Do I know all of them? No, because she would come in, she'd get dropped off. She knew it was a safe space, and we'd hang out.
Yeah.
It's just, he's my friend. So that's just how it
Fashion
is.
is a very personal thing.
Oh,
It is.
I know.
It is, and when you have the team, a lot of times they have their opinions. And the thing I really love about working with the actresses that are in the business, you know, movie actresses, TV actresses, as opposed to some of the reality people, is the actresses understand the work more, I think, that what he puts into putting these things together, the gowns together for them. I find that, you know, they don't. I don't know. I think they respect it more.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's different because they've been in the industry for a long time. They understand stylist's position. They understand the designer.
Right.
They understand the cut, the fit, the texture, the feel, and the emotions it's going to evoke when they're there on the carpet and what they're trying to achieve for the role that they've played, that they're promoting.
But also when you're getting paid $20 million a picture, you understand the quality of what you're getting.
But then when you're doing, let's say, reality, they're like, oh, I want my ass hanging out because I need people on Instagram to see it.
Right.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm like,
big difference.
Honey, it's not about the dress. It's not about the ass. Yeah. I think you need to like really curate something new. So it's, you know what I mean? It's a different texture, which is great. And I'll have the ass hanging out, no problem. Yeah. Anna Nicole was my best friend. She's buried in my dress, so it's not like I don't know how to
Anna
have
Nicole
a boot
Smith.
pop out.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite or like a moment or a look that you are most proud of? Like it's the one that's up there and nothing else can touch it.
Well, I mean, there's so many different variations of that because when I was inducted in American history and I did the First Lady gown, because I've done Clinton, I've done Duke Majan, I've done Davis, but Davis donated it to the First Lady Museum. And when she did, so it now is warehoused at the museum in Sacramento, and it travels the First Lady Museum across the country. I mean, that's a proud moment for anybody because I'm the second designer. I'm the first Armenian, the only Armenian that was inducted in American history. So is that like a moment in time that I feel like, oh my God, what an accomplishment? Yes. I mean, to be part of the history and museum.
And to me, I would say Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah,
Anna Nicole Smith, when she went to the big in '04 awards and she wore a blue Italian lycra dress that he created in 2 hours because she called us the morning of and said,
wow.
I'm going.
Well,
I wasn't going to go. Now I'm going to go. I need to address. And so he's like, fuck. You couldn't get fabric. And he had just got in this beautiful fabric from Italy, Italian lycra, that he was going to make a bathing suit line out of. And he turned that into a dress for her. And it was the most incredible dress. And she won Best Dressed Big in '04 VH1 with that dress. It had cutouts. It was stunning. And he did it in 2 hours.
Wow. Look at you go. That's impressive. Because I listen.
I can't even sew a button.
My closest thing that I get to fashion is just like going to Old Navy, but I watch fashion on TV, and you know, like it is the most intense industry I feel like out there. Like it's like everything is last minute, everything is falling apart, and you just have to like hold it all together. And so kudos to you for being able to pull that off in 2 hours.
By the way, his favorite designer is Armani Puree.
I'm going to show you. This is the dress.
I don't even get that.
This is the
Remember
dress.
Armani Privé, and you're like, I love Armani Puree.
Oh yes. Oh wow.
That's the dress he made in 2
wow.
hours, Brian, Nicole.
Damn.
It was stunning.
What is it? Italian lycra or something?
Lycra.
Lycra. I need
Lycra.
something in Italian lycra.
Do you still have that dress?
Bathing suit material, and actually, I'll tell you, he makes all of my underwear, and his out of the Italian lycra now. It is the best fabric.
Wait,
it's amazing.
Do you want to see it, Ace? I'll show you mine.
Whip it out. Whip
Are you
it
gonna
out.
show us your undies?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Those are fancy panties.
Let me tell you, you need to send Ace some of those.
You know, I wear Pair of Thieves. You can get them at Target.
Oh God, that
Do
must
you still have that Anna Nicole dress?
That must give you an itch.
A rash.
Guys, do you still
Have you ever
that
been inside
Anna
a Target?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
Target. Have we been? Yeah,
Oh,
we've
if
been.
you have to
Not
think
just not
about it.
Walmart.
No,
Yeah.
I
Not Walmart.
I love Target. I love.
Okay.
I like all stores. I don't really care.
Gotcha.
I need to know
I
if
need
you still
something I
have
go
that
tell her.
Anna Nicole dress. Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Okay, so next time I'm at the store, I have to try that on.
Yeah.
Will you let me? Can I not try it on?
No, it's
Why?
got Anna's smells on it. We never got
It's got her
perfume.
DNA.
We've never dry
Come
cleaned it.
on.
I'll try it on.
Kim
It'll
K
probably fit
wore
me.
Marilyn Monroe's dress. What's the difference?
Yeah, but Marilyn's dress was not her dress. That was a specific dress that was just made for her for that performance. She wore it and took it off. This
Fine.
one was her dress that she stayed in and sweated in.
Fine.
Maybe she even got laid in it that night. We don't know.
Should I say?
We were there. We know.
Oh,
You made me raise my left hand and made me swear I would tell you at least a form of the truth.
yes, please.
You want me to lie? Okay, I'm going to do my right hand and I'm going to tell you a lie. Yes, you can go ahead and try it.
It was your left hand, and it wouldn't fit me anyway because I have a wide set vagina.
Same. My vagina's always like eating whatever I'm trying to get in. Now we want to talk to you boys about some stories that are going on in the world, pop culture, Real Housewives, all of that stuff. And the first one I want to talk to you about is that It is coming out that Jennifer Tilly will not be joining the ladies for the next season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it is rumored that all the women are very happy about this. Nobody on the cast except for Sutton is enjoying Jennifer Tilly's presence.
And she wasn't actually fired.
No, she's not fired.
Yeah.
She's deciding. How do you guys feel about Jennifer Tilly? Do you like her on the show? Do you know her in the real world?
She's a sweetheart, and I think it's hard for her to I think it's the negativity and the trolls and the people that that aren't liking her on the show, that are ragging her. She doesn't need it. I mean, she's got Simpson's money. What the hell does she need to be on Housewives for?
But here's the bigger effect to that. She's a real actress.
Yes.
Right.
Her idea of acting is not being herself.
Right.
It's portraying a character.
Correct.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't understand is when you do reality, as much as you try to pretend you're someone else, they extract it out of you, and you have to show yourself. And sometimes you have to be ready to be able to accept who you are and have that be what's being judged. Not your performance, not your character, not the lines that you were given, your real self when you wake up in the morning and then you take yourself back to bed at night.
Right.
And that is very difficult when there's people with a voice sitting behind a screen typing things. Oh, if she's got that kind of money, why does she have frizzy hair? And you're thinking to yourself, Jesus Christ, do you realize that it's supposed to be frizzy because I rolled out of bed right now? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's very disheartening for some people who don't understand the transition between what real acting, portraying a character, and then reality, being yourself and living your life out loud in front of the camera.
So you think it was a good decision on her part, considering?
Yeah, I don't think she needs it. I mean, she's an actress. She is an actress. I mean, that's first and foremost.
I just don't feel like she fits in with the group. Like, you're right. She is more positive, and it's like, well, we watch Housewives to watch people fight. That's why I watch it.
Sure.
She doesn't like that stuff.
No.
Yeah.
I think it was exciting for her to try because she wanted to be able to, explore a different thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was the right platform for her to be the cattiness, to raise her voice, because that's not her personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very
sweet.
Yeah, she's very genuinely sweet,
really
kind.
Is. Very cool.
She's
I
fun.
get that. I see that.
She's so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I love her.
Speaking of another huge actress, big name, the Academy Awards, Lisa Rinna. She was recently on with Andy Cohen, and she got in trouble because she had said that, Beverly Hills is a sinking ship. She referred to it as the Titanic.
I love it.
Yes. And Andy came and he was like, hey, why are you saying this shit? Like, you've moved on. You're doing other things. And she tried to backtrack. She did a terrible job of it. But what are your guys' thoughts on this?
Well, say what you will about Lisa Rinna, but she says the truth. She doesn't give a fuck what people say. She did a fucking Depends commercial and didn't care. She's all about the money and the cash, and that's it. She's and making.
Honey.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
If they called her and told her, come back,
and we're gonna pay you this,
she'd be like,
she's there.
I'll go raise that sinking ship from the dead. It's like,
she was talking out of both sides of her mouth. She really was. Because she apologized and then she doubled down.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
But
it was funny, actually.
But that's Lisa Rinna. That's her character. She's been doing reality forever. I mean, she's done soaps, which is a different version of reality anyway. It's like the soaps that were the reality TV at the time is what I call soap operas.
Pretty much.
Anna sent me a story about Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin and their thoughts on waxing your pubes. I'm curious to know, with your guys' situation, what's going on there? Are we fully bare? What's the manscaping like?
Oh, of course I manscape. Well. Oh God, you're not going to even say this, are you?
Say it.
Say it now.
If you know how much I love my husband,
Oh, God.
You wax his ass.
I take pride in touching, feeling, and
I was standing in the shower on Saturday and I was shaving my balls. He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, I'm shaving my balls. He goes, "What?" He goes, "Let me do it for you."
Because he wasn't.
So,
He was struggling. I was like, "Let me do it for you, babe, so that it comes out nice."
and then it just wound up us having sex in the shower. So it was
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Win-win.
Of course.
Have you guys gotten your testosterone levels checked?
No, they
need
really
to.
are hot.
Well, no, I'm
Try.
thinking you might be off the charts there.
I don't know if we have. I mean, do we have to? I mean, I don't
I don't
know.
think so.
No, you don't. No, he's just saying they might be too high.
Yeah.
Like send some
Oh,
over
well,
here.
maybe. I don't know. I always feel like my parents had a great sex life. I'm sure they had 6 kids. So I think I'm just, I'm German. I'm sexually active. And I don't know. It's kind of great hobby to have.
I don't know.
Do you often have sex in the at the store?
We have, but no. But I mean, we have.
Yeah.
We have.
I think honestly, a shorter list would be where they haven't had sex. I feel like they've had it about everywhere. Patrik, where are you at in the lineup of 6 kids?
I'm the middle child.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm one of 6, but I'm the youngest.
Oh.
And that
Yeah.
explains that too.
This explains a lot about
He's so
why I'm
coddled
so
and
fucked up the way
sensitive.
I am. Guys, Lisa Vanderpump. What are your thoughts on Lisa Vanderpump? Do you like Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, I think I like Lisa.
She's nice.
Yeah, she's okay.
Okay, that sounded like bullshit.
No,
She's nice. I like her.
We haven't seen her in a minute because she's been in Vegas for a while. We may see her in Vegas when we're there.
Yeah, maybe.
But she's, when she's not at the restaurant and she's not at the locations, it's kind of hard because she has a busy life and she was in Europe taping her other show.
Yeah.
And then she was in Vegas launching her other place. And we weren't even in the country for us to be able to go to the opening of Flamingo when she did the place in the Flamingo Hotel. So we haven't seen her for a minute. But
Okay. Well, she is.
yeah, she's good.
She has come out and said that she will never return to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which I think is a travesty because, and I don't know,
She said
I would
when
love to hear
pigs fly.
When Pigs Fly, which I'll make happen if need be. But what is your guys' perfect cast for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Like, who do you think needs to all be on the show together?
Well, I can tell you the OGs like Adrian Malouf.
Yeah.
And she won't go back.
Right.
Lisa.
Listen,
just the original
I would like to
Camille.
see. I would like to see people that actually live in Beverly Hills be on the Beverly Hills cast, because none of them live in Beverly Hills except for Lisa Vanderpump.
Not anymore.
Not the Real Housewives of Encino.
Yeah, not
And it's
anymore.
and it's weird.
How do you
because
feel about Heather Dubrow?
I like Heather. She's always been
fine.
great with us. We've bumped into her many times at different events. She's been very. I'm not working with her, so I don't know how that is. But
I mean,
she's always been lovely to us. Every
she
time.
may rub people the wrong way sometimes because she may say things that comes off a little harsh.
Pretentious.
Comes off how she intended. How she
Yeah.
intends it. She's a snob.
But I feel
But
like,
again, she says what's on her mind.
Yeah,
she doesn't
she's-
hold back. And I'd
yeah.
rather someone be honest with me than smile to my face and call me a bitch behind my back. I mean, she'll
I
just
think she needs to
tell
shut
you a
the
bitch
fuck
to your
up.
face. And that's great.
listen, Anna. No one's gonna be mean to me because they know ultimately they're gonna walk through my doors and they're gonna need me to be able to put them in a beautiful gown.
Yeah.
So they're never mean or
You never want to
harsh.
fuck with the designer because
Yeah.
then he'll make you look bad on the red carpet.
Yeah, they're never mean to us at all. So it's hard for us to be able to judge anybody because it has to be like our experiences that we've experienced.
And one thing I will say about Heather Dubrow is she's a hard worker. Lisa Vanderpump, hard worker. Like
Yeah,
these
they
women are working all
That
the
is
time,
true.
and I respect that.
That is
All of
true.
them. All of them. Garcelle, she works.
All of them.
They all work.
Yeah.
So
I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but Real Housewives of Beverly Hills kind of came from like a sizzle reel that was made of the 3 Richards sisters together. And that's what I want. I want Kim, Kyle, and Kathy on a show together. And I don't need Kathy to just be the hunky-dory because she's got a side to her. And I want to see that side.
She absolutely has a side to her, and it's bizarre. Like, if you just let her go, I feel they shut her up a lot. But if you just let her go, we will get pearls. But
what I love about Kathy Hilton, and this is what I loved about the very beginnings of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, is that I want to see the women that have so much fucking money that they're getting in their roles and they're going to their private jets and they're flying. You don't see that anymore on Housewives.
No.
You don't see the affluence that was there in the early years. And that's, Adrienne Maloof walking down her grand staircase. You don't see any of that stuff anymore. And to me, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to watch.
I mean, we're friends with Adrienne, obviously. I mean, we're friends with everybody, but
obviously,
when you go to Adrienne's house, it's you went to a
her Christmas party, she's
mansion.
Got
you're being welcomed by 20 housekeepers. That you're being
her Christmas party.
Ushered.
She's got 10 Christmas trees, and I love it.
She does a big Halloween party too, right?
Yeah, we go to that every year too.
Oh wow!
Very exclusive guest list, but maybe with your jock strap, you may be able to get a.
Thank you. I'm gonna try my best to get in. So with Adrienne Maloof though, like her boys have left the house, right?
Yeah.
And she still has a giant house with all these people working there?
Yeah, we told her we'll move into the guest house.
You know what I told her? No, the other bedroom. You know what I told her? Because Kyle's in there. You know what I told her the other day when I was over at the house? I said, I walked in and they were organizing things and I was like, Adrienne, you can't move.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you should move. This home is where the kids and you, like this is who you are. What are you going to do? Go get a little condo? I mean, it's going to be 5,000 square feet, but...
Wow. Who can live in 5,000 square feet?
We can't.
I can't.
Me either.
exactly.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's just...
He's got a huge ego. So there's no way it'll fit in 5,000.
His penis can't fit in 5,000 square feet. You know?
It needs its
My
own zip
wardrobe,
code.
my closet.
And I feel that same way. Like it's hard to live in under 5,000 square feet. My house is actually 2,800 square feet. So.
That's nice, Ace. I thought you.
That's the size of their closet.
Hut. Yeah, I thought you lived in a little hut.
What size for you?
That isn't bad. No, I swear. Because he's so like not this world. You know what I mean? He lives in Peoria, Arizona, and he's very.
You live in Arizona?
I do.
And
in
then he's
Peoria,
very, like,
that's where I fucking get lost on that loop all the time.
Yeah.
We have a house at 21st and Camelback.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow, that's really fun. So I'll probably come to one of your guys' parties at 21st and Camelback. I'll bring my wife and my 2 kids with me as well.
perfect.
They're like, no, please don't.
Arizona. Oh my God, he hates the heat.
It's miserable. It's the worst place you could. The only place worse than this is Vegas or Yuma. Like this is the only place worse
And
than
Miami.
We did this show with Jeff.
With Jeff downtown Phoenix.
Where was that?
He was there.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Ace was there.
I was there. Yep.
Oh, then you saw it.
You didn't
Yeah,
come
I saw
say
you.
hello?
You guys went around and you. No, I wasn't important. I was just a bitch in the audience, and you guys went around. And you asked people questions and stuff, and they're like,
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't have a VIP ticket.
No, I was just a nobody sitting there.
Next time I'm gonna hook him up.
Hey, boys, I want to ask you about something because you guys are designers and we're talking about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I would love for you guys to weigh in on the Erica Jane versus her designer situation.
It's very tough because I think Erica was in such a bad place. I don't even think she realized what was going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's a beautiful person. And what she's been through is what so many women go through. I knew Erica when she was actually a hostess at the
Oh,
around the corner
really?
from my boutique
Yeah.
in Beverly Hills, because she used to be the hostess up the street
Yeah.
on Cannon. So, I mean, that's where you get your start. I mean, if you want to be able to land a very rich husband, just be a hostess at multiple restaurants over in the little triangle in Beverly Hills. I'm still looking for one.
Yeah,
I know,
me too.
That's how Sonia Morgan did it too. She married
Here's
a
what I
Morgan
don't like
by being
about
a
that
hostess.
situation. What I don't like about that situation is we have clients all the time that give us their credit cards, but we do not just blatantly charge their card.
No.
We tell them this is an invoice, this is what you're paying for, then they give us the right to charge your card. Number one, I think that was just wrong, and I don't think that was the right thing to do. I just don't. I just don't.
I mean, you don't want to stiff anybody for the hard
I don't care how
work and
rich
art that
they
did.
are. I
That's
mean,
all.
you know, Adrian Malouf would give us her credit. I'm not going to just charge. You know, you just don't do that.
Yeah.
It's bad business. And so I don't think that was the right way
I didn't,
they
you know
handled
what?
it.
But then I don't know if it was really her that did it. You know, because when you have people working with you, and then they're like, oh, you know, they don't have a relationship and they don't really realize what the details are, and they won't tell you, and then you find out about it. I don't know. It's a difficult subject.
I will say,
It's
I
hard.
will defend Erica Jane until the cows come home.
I love her so
that
much.
woman more
Me
than
too.
any other house, other than Sonia Morgan. Those are my two.
I like her
I
too.
love
She's really
Erica
cool.
Jane,
She's really
and I
fun.
think besides that she's beautiful and she's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you usually don't get that from housewives. And in this last episode, or the one before, where you know she gave Dorit like some great advice, and I
Yeah,
feel like
that was good.
Yeah, I feel like she's been through it, and as a result, she's very kind of learned in everything. I think that
But now
she's the
but-
person
but-
you should turn to.
But here's the other difference. She didn't just go through a private divorce with a rich person.
Right.
She went through a public scrutiny.
Yeah.
Under magnifications and
Yeah.
was attacked for anything, everything, and otherwise. And so she couldn't go anywhere to hide. So for her to be able to even survive that
Yeah.
is a testament.
She
to
acknowledged how
character.
depressed she was
Very
and how
difficult.
she didn't leave her house
Yeah,
and
very
all
difficult.
that. So, yeah.
Okay, so PK and Dorit, they're heading for Splitsville. It's not been good. One of the things that I love about Garcelle is that she's not really let go of this whole I don't fully believe the situation when Dorit was robbed, and that maybe it was something set. Lots of people are speculating that maybe that was something set up by PK. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
You know, if a husband is going to do something like that to their family,
Which has Patrik ever planned that against you?
Not yet. Hey, maybe that robbery in Amsterdam was all.
maybe
His
it was
doing.
set up.
Listen, it's
Well,
never
there's
going to
no-
happen, Ace. I need somebody to read the fucking coffee cups.
That's
I
true.
can't.
Yeah, he's got him working like a little bitch. It's horrible. Patrik is a slave driver. A slave driver.
Go ahead, say it.
I-
You're going to say it.
No, I would hope that that's not something that a person does. But if he's financially in a hard place, and I don't know, I just
I'll tell
wish
you what I
people-
think.
What do
Say
you
it.
think?
I am absolutely sure that he participated in that. I think that there was a time in his life where he had a lot of money. I think that has changed. And I think that for a long time he's wanted to divorce Dorit. The fact that they're at 9.5 years, okay,
yeah.
and that at 10 years it becomes community property. I think he's going to set her up. He's going back and forth as to whether he's mad at her and then he fixes it. But the way the community property works is that whatever you've amassed, any wealth you've amassed during the marriage is 50-50. But also any losses you have accrued are also 50-50. So it could be a zero-sum game for Dorit. And I think that's what he's setting up. Because I don't think PK has any real money anymore. I think he's burned a lot of bridges in London, and I think he's got a lot of problems, and I would not put it past him to have set that up and sold that stuff for extra money somewhere.
Can I ask you a question?
And that's just my opinion, allegedly.
What is it about the Housewives' entire thing that every single person that goes in there happy, thinking their life is great, and then one season into it, they're getting a divorce, they've got no money, they're landing in jail, they're all fucked up and turned upside down. What the fuck?
Because people like
listen,
to watch that.
A lot of people that
How
have a
does
lot
this
of money.
happen?
It happens because people that have a ton of money, and it's not inherited money, and it's then people start looking at you through a microscope. We had Juicy Joe on not long ago, and he believes that the feds came to him when Teresa was, dishing out $100 bills at that furniture store, and absolutely, I believe that's true, and I worry for. And you may not even have to do anything 100% wrong. You could just kind of maybe cheat a little bit, I worry about...
What's cheating a little bit?
Yeah, you know what I mean. You're not like completely saying you're not getting any income, but...
Oh, gotcha. I thought you meant just like a hand job or something.
Right. No. I'm talking about cheating the IRS. And that's why I think the men need to think twice before... I think that Anthony, and I don't think Anthony is doing anything wrong, but Nicole, I think she's better off, off the show. And this in Miami, and this new girl, Steph, I'm worried about them.
But
I am
Anna,
worried about
don't
them.
you find that most of the housewives, they feel like they have to live beyond their means because
Absolutely.
they have to have the latest Gucci and Prada and whatever and
It's a lot of
Chanel
pressure.
and and they're not Cardi B making $100 million where they can go buy 100 Hermes bag. They're not.
They're
They
not.
can't have a Birkin collection, but then they got to have that image on TV because that's what people are expecting to see.
For sure.
And that's why the early seasons of Housewives, those people really had that kind of money. Hey, Lisa Vanderpump.
Well, it wasn't
had
even
that kind of money.
required. It
You know what
wasn't
I
even
mean?
required. On
Yeah.
OC, they were wearing sky tops.
I know.
Oh, I
Remember?
wish I had a sky top.
So I'm telling you,
I think
down
about
Miami, everybody has fake bags except for Nicole and this Steph girl. Everyone else is wearing knockoff shit.
Yeah.
100%.
I think about
if you were-
Jules. Yeah.
Ace,
Yeah.
if you were going to do a reality show, which one would you want to do?
Oh, I don't even want to tell you guys because you'd be so pissed at me. But I'd want to be on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's where it's at right now.
He wants
and I
to
know
be a
that
friend of.
I want to be a full housewife. I want to hold
Oh,
a
you want-
snowflake and everything.
Oh, you want a snowflake? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's my question or my thought on all of that is: do you guys remember Jules from Real Housewives of New York?
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she went on that show, and there's other women as well that I feel like they go on that show because they think this is my way out of my situation. And so Jules had a terrible marriage. It was awful. We all saw it first season.
Yeah.
But I think that for a lot of these women, they're like, well, I need something of my own. If you look at Camille Grammer and Kelsey Grammer, I feel like he was like, yeah, go do this thing over here and get away from me so that I can do what I
Cheat
want to
on you.
do. Yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree. I also think that when you're on these shows, everything about your life is magnetized and magnified, and people, everyone's watching. Everybody's watching, and everybody watches this stuff. I mean, Abby Lee Miller, an example. Anybody on TV, not just Housewives, but reality. Abby Lee Miller got jail time because the judge over a weekend saw her on TV on Dance Moms, and then threw the book at her. And that's that just happens. It does. They watch. They know. You just have to understand when you're going on these shows. If you've got skeletons in your closet, they're gonna come out. Plain and simple, they're gonna come out because there's a reporter somewhere that's gonna dig that shit up.
It's definitely not for everybody, that's for sure.
You guys have been on reality TV for quite some time. Have there ever been skeletons that have come up for you guys?
No.
Well, I mean, they always want to try to break us up.
Always.
And
Okay.
And I think that's one of the things. Well, because it creates the
The drama and, yeah.
but we're so solid, and we know going into any of the shows.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that they're going to want to do.
But we've been doing this since the Anna Nicole show when there was no Housewives, there was no Kardashians.
Yeah.
And we would watch the Anna Nicole show and watch the producers manipulate Anna and lie to her and say, this is your call time. And then she would be, sleeping. And then the cameras would show up 2 hours before her call time and make it look like she was out of her mind in bed. But that's what she was told. But then it makes a great story because it looks like she's lazy and she's in bed all day. And she's thinking she has to be ready at a certain time. And then they change it to mentally mindfuck you to get that reaction. And we've seen it happen from day one.
Or they call hair and makeup and they say they're not taping that day anymore. So she rolls out of bed.
Yes. And cameras are at the door.
Yeah, it's insane.
Now, with Anna Nicole Smith, you guys were very, very close with her. Do you have any sort of relationship with her daughter?
No. We named her. We named the baby, and it's in our book. And they're turning our book into a movie. We're working on that, which is kind of exciting. But no, her, it's sad because we were so close with Anna Nicole, and Danny Lynn really should know us. And she's an adult now, so I'm sure there's going to be that phone call one day. She's going to want to know more about her mother and more about that, the relationship.
Yeah, you spent so much time with her.
Yeah.
She'll come to the movie premiere and she'll want you to dress her for it.
Maybe. That'd be iconic. Right?
Now, Gown and Out in Beverly Hills, it's a show that follows the store and you guys as Paul as a fashion designer and Patrik riding your coattails. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, absolutely. A slave driver.
I'm looking Aesop.
But it's a fun show. It's on Amazon. It moves very quickly, and it's fun to watch you guys just interact with each other, have fun with each other, but also have those moments where it does get real, and we get to see you guys kind of get annoyed by each other at times. But it is a great show. Have you guys enjoyed that process of filming it?
Go ahead. You want to? I love it. I mean, I do. I feel like the thing
I have so much to do. I'm like, what? Another pickup? I don't have time for this shit. I gotta go to class.
He is the worst person to produce and film. It's really hard. It is because he's working and doing things. Like it was funny. You were sewing last week, and every time like he's like sewing any type of gown, I'll be like, okay, wait, no, wait, put your rings on because I've got to film it for the show because I might use that clip in a sewing thing because we always want to include him sewing in the show. And so I'm always doing that and it drives him crazy. He's like, why? You always, that's not even the dress, but I can, we can make it happen. I love doing the show. I think it's really fun. Season 5 is coming out.
When does it come out?
I think in like 2 months.
Okay.
April, I believe, April or May, it'll be released on Prime. Season 5 is really interesting because we went to Dubai. So we did a couple episodes. I think we did 3 episodes in Dubai, and that was really, really an interesting take on it. He did Carrie Underwood's dress in season 5. That's going to be coming out. That's going to be kind of fun.
How was working with Carrie Underwood?
She's great.
She's so sweet.
Yeah, she's great. She's really real.
I can tell you one thing, and this is the beauty of the relationships that we have when you're talking about working with the team. She's got 300 people as a team. Yeah. And we work with her. Yeah. And when Patrik's mom was passing away and she had called, she knows that one of
she sent a song to play for my mom, which was really
her
cool.
favorite.
Yeah.
That was really, she wrote a song for her mom.
I want you to play this.
And she played that song, and I played it for my mom, and I thought that was really, really cool.
She's just genuine. Like, that's what I mean. The relationships that you have with these people, they're people. Right. And that's first and foremost. And then everything
Honestly, I've witnessed that firsthand there when I've been at their shop.
Are you acting like you're a celebrity, Anna Quincoces?
No, but it just so happens that I was there. And
Carrie Underwood and Anna Quincoces, they are one and the same.
I'm not talking about Carrie Underwood. I'm talking about Mauricio's mom. She walked in Pol had not finished doing some hem or whatever, and he just came out, and in a second he was finishing it, and she was there talking to us, and it's like they have real relationships with these.
Yeah,
people.
it was Mauricio's mom and dad.
And the dad, yeah.
Eduardo was there with her too. Yeah.
I think he
that's
had
a
the.
good one.
I think.
they
I
just-
think he had the hots for me, personally.
Probably.
I mean, they come into the store, they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They to hang
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Super
I've been
nice
working there
people.
forever, so it's just.
But the Gowning Out in Beverly Hills, the thing I love about it is it's a fast show. When we started this show, I didn't want a draggy like reality show. I wanted like quick snippets in time of things that we do personally, and then also, you know, professionally, putting the gowns together. We always do a reveal at the end of every episode, which is really fun. We've got Peppa from Salt and Peppa, her Grammys gown that he did. That's going to be coming out on season 5.
Wow.
and he also did Peppa's daughter, Egypt, when she was 8.5 months pregnant and got married. He made her wedding gown. That's going to be coming out on season 5. Sheena Shea's wedding gown, kind of the behind the scenes of putting that together and making her wedding gown. That's out on season 5. So we've got a really good, it's going to be a fun season. It's also, there's going to be a few sad points because in season 4, we had kind of dealt with my mom's Alzheimer's when we did an episode with Shabna Gulati, who lost her mother to dementia, Alzheimer's. And we did a tribute to her mother and my mother at that time. And now in season 5, we're going to put the memorial when I went and did the, you know, the, what's it called? Eulogy in the show, because a lot of people ask, like, well, you know, what happened to your mom? We never, and so in that sense, you've got to put those personal moments into the show because people are asking, want to know what
People are
happened.
invested,
Yeah, exactly. But overall, I like that it's a fun, quick, fast-paced show.
Patrik, you and Pol have also started a podcast, Undressed with Patrik and Pol. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's Undressed with Pol and Patrik.
Oh,
He'll
he's first.
fucking kill me and you if that's the case. Undressed with Pol and Patrik. Oh, he said you favor me more. That's okay.
No!
Yeah, it's every week we bring a celebrity guest in. Miss Anna Quincoces was our guest, and with her daughter Beba. That was a great episode. We always like split. It's funny. We film with our celebrity friends for like 2 hours. Probably drive them crazy for 2 hours, but then we split it up into 2 episodes.
Oh, nice.
We do a coffee reading with every
That's a
guest.
fun episode.
And they're always good. Like they're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We just did Fortune Feimster last week.
Nice.
That one's coming out. Janice Dickinson
Teresa.
episode is coming out. Teresa Giudice, we did her part 1. It went everywhere. And now part 2 is coming out. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, part 2 is coming out. There's some really good stuff there. She had an amazing coffee read. They all do. They're all different. Every coffee read is different, which is really crazy and insane because it's when he looks in this cup, I don't know what the fuck he sees, but he sees something.
Pol, how do people do the coffee reads with you if they're not in LA?
Oh, they go on POLATTEU.com, Pol Atteu, and there's a link. They click on the link, and they're able to order.
In other words, can he do it? You do it virtual. Is
Yeah.
what he
And then we just like show you the cup, or do we take a picture of it?
No. They order an entire package.
Yep.
So they get the coffee grounds, they get the cup, saucer delivered to them with instructions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like very specific instructions on how to be able to prepare the coffee. And then after they do it, they take pictures of it, and there's images on what the pictures are supposed to look like. They send it to me in advance, and then we get on a Zoom with each other, and I'm able to see real time the coffee grounds that they just sent me.
Yeah.
And then start reading them the story as the cup is in front of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very cool.
So, do you have to drink the coffee?
You do.
Yeah.
I've never drank coffee before.
Yeah, but it's
Oh my
only
God,
it's
and
like
it's
this
Armenian
big.
coffee.
Tiny 2-ounce cup.
No. You'll be awake for 6 days. No.
That is true.
Hey,
But it's good. You should do it.
how Mormon are you?
Very, very Mormon. I've never had alcohol either. I know it's
I haven't had
awful.
alcohol.
Oh, good.
This isn't real. It's not like coffee, though.
Oh, how did you know he's Mormon?
I'm not actually Mormon.
Oh,
He's just
did
never
I miss
drank.
something?
He's never drank. He's never done any drugs. And he's
It's
only
like
been with
literally
one woman.
small cup.
Okay,
No,
it's a small cup.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the coffee is so pure that it's just the beans ground up. You can add a little milk. You can add a little sugar to it, and
And it's good.
and then it's smooth. It's like hot chocolate.
Yeah.
It's not bitter like
It is
the
not,
coffee
you
is
liar.
supposed to be.
It is not hot chocolate. You did not give me any fucking milk or sugar.
No, I
I
didn't.
almost died, and I
Oh God.
no
Anna,
seriously.
you are ruining this sales moment for them. We are trying to get people
But
to
I
do
will.
their coffee grounds
What
reading.
I will say is that it was on the nose, true and accurate. That I will say.
They all are. And but Anna, it's not. It was a small little cup. It's not
It's
like
a
a
small-
Yeah,
big
no, it
cup.
is. It's small. It's not a big deal. But I
It's-
was
it's-
awake for
It's
6
actually
days.
it's barely like 10 sips.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yeah.
10.
Tiny
10
little-
sips.
Yeah, it's like
Anyone can
tiny-
do 10 sips of anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's really funny is he knows because like he was doing a coffee read with somebody last week or something on Zoom, and he's like, "You didn't drink this coffee."
I don't know.
The girl, she goes, "Well, I didn't really like coffee, so I was just drinking and spitting it out." He goes,
2
"Well."
sips. I'm like, no, do it again.
He goes, "No, bitch, you got to do it again because I can't
Wow.
drink." He knows. It's
Damn
so
it. I was going to do that. I was going to put it in my mouth and then
No,
spit
he'll
it.
know.
But
I knew.
No.
I knew-
you like for someone to swallow.
Ace, once you put it in your mouth, there's no way you're going to take it out and spit.
It's all about the swallow.
You have to swallow.
Oh, boys,
to
I'm going to
swallow.
be signing up for a coffee reading myself. You guys can sign up for your own at polatteu.com, or they can do it in person with you. You guys can find Gown and Out Beverly Hills or Gown Out in Beverly Hills season 5 on Amazon. We can find your podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. Boys, thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for, dealing with Anna's awful notifications going off as a grandma that she is.
So sorry.
And thank you for telling us how big Patrik's penis is. You will be sending Anna a dick pic, correct?
Yeah, I need a dick
No.
pic. I'm collecting
Oh.
dick pics.
No.
No, send me a dick pic. Look, so far I have Juicy Joe, and now I need one from you. I'm collecting them.
No.
He's not
Okay,
jealous.
fine.
He's not
All
jealous.
right.
When I start my
Don't be so
OnlyFans, I'll
jealous.
let everybody know.
Yes, you guys can find Patrik on OnlyFans at onlyfans.com/Seabiscuit. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Hurrdat. And of course, as always, thank you,
Thank
Beyonce.
you, Beyonce.